What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today you can stop your yammering in the comments, the constant pleading, the begging, please, Zach, give us Pizza Guy stories, please. I've heard the pleas. Don't think they have fallen on deaf ears, only uncaring ears. I decided to come down from my castle of YouTube Reddit stories to the dark, decrepit dungeon which seems to represent your desire to hear stories of pizza delivery guys. Well, I'm not letting you out of your shackles of weird desires, alright? But I'm simply tossing a refreshing bucket of non-poo water in your direction, so you guys can enjoy that. Anyway, all jokes aside, you're not in the dungeon, and I'm not in a castle. But what is accurate from what I just said is that, yes, today we are reading from r/TalesFromThePizzaGuy. So yes, you can stop now, awesome styles. I'm finally giving in and giving you what you want after 150 days as of right now. A very consistent asking. And you can call off your followers that you've acquired, because it is finally here. Don't ever say I'm not generous, guys. Alright, here we go. This story's called, My Current Boss is the Best Boss I've Ever Had, but he can be an idiot sometimes. This happened back in November, and I'm just deciding to share now. I was given a delivery to take to a government building. So I walk into the building, into this lobby where there's a cop and a security guard on either side sitting behind desks. I walk up to the security guard saying I have a delivery for someone in the building. I hand him the ticket and he calls the phone number telling her to come downstairs. The woman comes down and takes her food and pays, then goes back upstairs. Alright, so far everything's normal. I get back out to my car and I'm about to leave when my boss calls me. He asks if the delivery I just took had an order of mozzarella sticks with it. I tell him yes. He sounds urgent, like he has a good reason to be on edge. He tells me I'm to go back and get the mozzarella sticks from the woman and give her a refund because we messed up her order. So I go back inside to the security guard and tell him I have to get the mozzarella sticks from her and give her a refund. He calls the number again and tells her. Now this is where things start getting confusing. The woman, who I'm guessing is confused, tells the guard that she ordered mozzarella sticks. She wants them and doesn't want a refund. The guard hangs up. I call my boss and put him on speakerphone so the security guard and the cop can hear what's going on. I tell him that the woman is confused. She ordered mozzarella sticks and doesn't seem to want to give them back. Now he's asking if she's eating them. I say something like, yeah, I assume she's eating the mozzarella sticks she ordered, but he insists I be clearer. Okay, so you're saying that you can see her right now when she's eating them? I'm thinking to myself, no, bimbo. She took the food upstairs and I can only assume she's eating her damn food. That's basically what I said to him, except without cursing him out. My boss asked me if I'm with her right now, which is a stupid question because I just told him she took the food and went upstairs and isn't going to come back down. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to take the mozzarella sticks from her, give her a refund. Do not come back to this store without the mozzarella sticks or I'm sending you home. Now, the cop who I'm standing in front of is pissed. He comes to my defense, full on yelling into the phone at my boss, telling him everything that I was trying to tell him. The woman's not coming down because she wants the food she ordered and she doesn't want a refund. He demands to know why my boss is making me get the sticks back from the woman. Now my boss fully opens up, and he's a lot more respectful in his tone now. The woman called up the store complaining about her mozzarella sticks, and he agreed to take them back and give her a refund. The cop tells him, well, she doesn't want to give them back now, so oh well. My boss finally gives up and tells me to just come back to the store. After I hang up, the cop is still yelling, not at me, but to me. He's basically saying, who does your boss think he is, threatening you like that? What are you, a little kid? I get back to the store. He calls me into his office and just wants to know what the F just happened. Now he's explaining his side of the story. The woman called the store complaining there was a cockroach in her mozzarella sticks. My boss responds to this by telling her that he can either make her a new order or give her a refund, but either way, he has to get back the order of mozzarella sticks. This is in case she's a grifter who's trying to get an extra order for free. But she's not. She apparently wanted to give back the mozzarella sticks and just get a refund. So he tells me this, and I tell him, "Damn, boss, well, she didn't want to give them back when I went to get them." He understands now, and we both agree she was probably just trying to get free food. As it turned out, the woman at the government building I delivered to wasn't the woman who called to complain. It was a girl my age at a different address who called in complaining. My boss sends me to this other girl's apartment, and she gives me the mozzarella sticks. I give her the refund and ask, "Is the thing still in there?" She seems visibly frustrated and says yeah. So I apologize and go back to the store. Now back at the store, I bring the sticks to the back and me and my boss open up the box. We didn't find any cockroach. What we did find was a piece of fresh basil in the container of sauce. Oh my god. This girl saw a little burnt, chopped up piece of fresh basil in her sauce and thought it was a cockroach. This caused my boss to panic because the thought of a cockroach getting into customers' food will scare any good business owner. He then tried to find the ticket with the address of the girl who called, but accidentally found a different order that also had mozzarella sticks. He then tried to make me take back the mozzarella sticks from the wrong woman and wasn't listening to me when I said the woman was confused as to why we wanted her mozzarella sticks back. Well, that story was wild from beginning to the end, and I like the pacing of the story, alright? I didn't know what the hell was going on until the end. But the payoff was satisfying. Alright, this story's called Relearned an Important Lesson Tonight. Don't ever judge the customer. Let me set the stage a bit. I've just transferred to a new store. At my old store, I was the closing manager. Closed at least 4 to 5 nights a week, inside almost exclusively. At this new store, I have more of a hybrid role. Inside when I need to be, taking runs when the drivers are backed up. In short, I've been delivering more than I'm used to, and I'm shaking off the rust. And on top of that, I really don't know the delivery area that well at all. So the first story I want to tell you about. I get this run-in that looks really close to the store, like just around the block kinda close. And it's one bread item and a couple of sauces, just over the delivery minimum, if you get my drift, and it's cash. So I pack it up and go on my way. The delivery app leads me to this sketchy-ass trailer park that I didn't know existed. I'm driving around and at least 3/4 of the lots are deserted. All the other trailers look like nobody's lived in them for years. I'm thinking, if I'm gonna get mugged just for the food I have, this is gonna be the place where it happens. I don't think I can express in words exactly how run down and Skid Row-ish this place looked to me. I finally find the trailer I'm looking for. I park and get out with the food. This redneck old dude comes stomping down the steps from the front door of his trailer, turns around and yells, the total was like eight something, right? I think to myself, crap. I hope I don't have to fight this dude. Hey man, how you doing tonight? The total I have here is $12.65. Oh damn, 12 something you said? Turns again. Hey dude, says it's 12. There's sort of an indistinct mumbling that came from the open door of the trailer. Redneck dude turns around back to me and hands me a 20. I give him the food and start fumbling for his change. Redneck dude goes, "Don't worry about it, bro. He says keep the whole 20. I'm like, now with the appropriate change in hand, you sure? Yeah, bro, you good. And he stumps his way back up into the trailer with the food. $7 something tip. Turned out to be the biggest tip of the night. Go figure. Second story. I get a run that's paid for by card. No pre-tip, no delivery instructions. In the age of Brovid, I assume that these people want contactless delivery and don't want to sign the receipt, thus passively aggressively stiffing me. I'm a little miffed, but I go about getting all of their order together and go on my way. While I'm on the road, I'm thinking to myself, if they want to stiff me, I'm gonna make them do it to my face, etc. So I get there, get the food out of the car, and I've got the receipt and a pen ready in my right hand. Gonna shove this in their face and make them sign it. I march up to what I think is the front door. I knock. It takes a second. Finally, a young lady opens the door. She couldn't have been older than me. I am 25, male. I can see her husband coming up behind her, and I can hear a child making noise somewhere else in the house. Then this young lady hands me a wad of cash and says, "There's $5 for your tip." I stammer, thank you very much. Can I just get one of you to sign this real quick? I hand over the receipt and pen. Young lady signs it and hands it back to me. I give over the food. And suddenly I'm walking back to the car with the cash and receipt feeling like a real butthole. Point is, don't judge people. Don't judge orders by the address. You really don't know what's gonna happen. Just give good service. People are gonna be nice. And the rest you don't have to worry about. Aw, what a heartwarming little story here. Or 2 stories. We got a twofer, guys! Yeah, I have a hard time gauging what an appropriate tip would be. So, like, a lot of the time I end up over-tipping, which I guess isn't a bad thing because, tips are, they're good. But I guess it's kind of bad for me. But you know what? I guess if I don't learn, it's better for everyone else in general, so But be like Redneck Guy. This story's called "The Time a Customer Lied About Their Address Because They Were Blacklisted by Our Sister Location. Got an online order in. The address was put in, fake street name to not dox myself, as 123 Redbrook. But that road doesn't exist. What did exist was 123 Red Brook, a nice neighborhood, so I head over there. Get there, knock on the door, and the fine folks tell me they didn't order anything. We laugh about it. Headed back to my car and call the number on the receipt. No response. I call my manager back at the store and ask what to do next. Manager looks up the address on Google Maps and tries different variations and spellings of Redbrook. Luckily, it was a Thursday night near closing, so I wasn't too pressed. Manager tries to call the guy again. While waiting for a potential call back, manager finds an address that's similar but should have been taken by our sister location. It's another 40-minute drive from where I am. Let's call that road Red River. She calls the number again. Guy answers his phone this time and says, "Yeah, that's me." Takes another 40 minutes to get to the new address. When I left the store originally, it was still light out. I've now been out on this delivery for over an hour for like one $25 order. I get to the street, I turn off the main street and onto a little side road with gravel. There are small water drainage ditches on both sides of the road. The houses, all single story, not common here, all have waist-high metal fencing. A few windows have iron bars across them. Lots of loud dogs. Far too few streetlights, and most of them are broken or flickering. Honestly, exactly what I expected from this part of town. Find the guy's house. The moment I close my car door, I hear dogs barking with serious reverb. 3 large dogs, taller than the fence penning them in, come charging up and barking from the safety of their fence. They look like they're 150 pounds each. It was pretty funny, to be honest, because they could easily clear the fence if they wanted to. A few seconds later, the guy comes out of the house after them. I yell over the dogs, "I've got a..." whatever pizza it was. "Can I confirm your name?" "Yeah, Guy." I lie and blame the computer for messing up his address and politely recommend he double check the address after the order goes through so he can fix it before the driver goes out. "Don't want your pizza getting cold." He then informs me, "Oh, sorry to make you drive so far, dude. I had to do this in order to get your pizza. The other store at our sister store closer to this customer's location doesn't deliver to me anymore." I'm a tiny bit annoyed, but get over it quickly, hoping it wouldn't show in my face. "Well, that's lame. Here's your change, man." I get back in my car, call manager on Bluetooth while driving back to the store and tell her about it. Turns out, once manager had seen the correct address, she went ahead and called our sister location, which should have taken his order to see what was up. Sister location couldn't call her back until much later. Turns out, a few months back, a driver from the sister location went to deliver to his house, and one of his dogs escaped through a weak link between the fence sections. Driver was able to get into his car, and the dog ripped his rear bumper off his car. So yeah, fun stuff. There's a reason your whole block is blacklisted, dude. Edit! Forgot to add a teal deer. Added to answer some questions. 1. I was paid full wage hourly, $11.50 an hour, even while doing deliveries. Also got $1.50 in compensation per mile driven, rounded up. Damn! Owner would frequently override the computer to manually put in more miles for longer deliveries or mishandled deliveries. He would also sometimes just give you extra cash out of the drawer or even his own pocket. Cool dude, but bent over backwards way too often for problem customers. 2. Owner bent over backwards for customers way too often. We knew we'd never hear the end of it if owner heard we canceled the customer's order because they ordered from the wrong store. 3. We added guy's fake address to the growing list of addresses and fake addresses to always call ahead before you send out the delivery. 4. We would ban an entire street or neighborhood if a driver was robbed or assaulted. Sucks for everyone else on the street who are uninvolved, but safety of the drivers comes first, thankfully. Owner sounds like a cool dude, man. You don't have a bad deal there. $1.50 per mile, right? I don't know, man. I don't really have much to compare it to, but that's pretty good, I'm assuming, by most delivery driver standards. Alright, this story's called Inside Help versus the Drivers. As a pizza delivery driver in California for 7 years now, I have noticed from day one that a number of the inside workers are very jealous of the delivery drivers. It may be hidden behind insults such as, freaking drivers! I hate all of them! Sees me, except for you, you're cool. To, hey, why don't I get a $20 bank when I start to work? To, man, it must be nice making all those tips out there just cruising around, eh? It never changes, even with the multiple turnover of people and managers over the years. We drivers never hate the inside workers, but goddamn do the inside workers hate us. Anyone with a similar workplace experience? No, but that's an interesting dynamic. But, you know, grass is always greener, right? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.